Friend, Namaskar, I am Naveen Juyal from Whispering Himalaya. Recently you must have seen my video from the Western Great Rann of Kachchh, in which I talked about the impact of 1819 Allahband earthquake on the land and the people. In this video, I will be taking you through the Eastern Great Rann of Kachchh, which is equally fascinating area, and show you some of the landforms. I rode on my 500cc Thunderbird, reached Bhuj, and Bhuj is a town which is surrounded by small hills. You can see a beautiful geological landscapes if you are interested in, as you can see in this picture. From Bhuj, I drove on a road to Khavda, which is constructed on the bunny grassland. Now, unfortunately, the grassland is no more the kind of grassland it used to exist earlier because of the encroachment by a plant called Prosopis juliflora, which in local language is known as Gada bubble. But still you can see people having cattle and buffaloes, still rearing them and producing enormous quantity of milk. We crossed Khavda. After crossing Khavda, we reached a place called India Bridge. That is the area, as you can see in the Google image, is the farthest point from where the water from the Kori Creek, which is approximately 100 km westward, reaches during the monsoon time because of the monsoon wind surges. Now this water, after reaching this particular point, seldom cross over to further east. According to Dr. Gaurav Chauhan, who did his PhD in this particular stretch of the land, says that this is because there is a thing called basement high. The topography is relatively high at this location, which does not allow the water to cross over to the eastern side. Now the question comes from where the salt comes in the eastern side and from where the water comes in the eastern side of the Great Rann of Kachchh, that I will discuss later. So there is a team of scientists I met there, Professor Anindra Sarkar, Professor Aarti Deshpande Mukherjee. They are expert in climate, culture relationships, and Professor Ravi Bhushan, who is an expert in the carbon-14 dating. So this team together is looking for the evidence of when did the uplift happen and that prevented the Kori Creek water from entering into the eastern part of the Great Rann of Kachchh. So that's a story in itself. Now from here I moved towards the eastern side. To go to the eastern side, now there is a road which goes from Khavda to Khadir directly. You can reach there in, I think, 2-3 hours. But in my time, I had to go back to Bhuj and then to Rapar. From Rapar, I drove 100 km to reach the Khadir island. Why I was interested to go to Khadir island? Because that is the island on which there is a Harappan civilization preserved, which is recently declared as the only archaeological site in India by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. So I'll talk about it later. So I drove from Harappan. When you drive from Rapar to Khadir, you cross the island. First island is Bela. Once you cross the Bela, then you get a run. Now this run is being reclaimed by the BSF to construct a road to Khadir. So when you drive during the summer time, you find salt on either side of the road. It's a bone dry area. But when you drive during the monsoon time, the entire area is filled with the water as if the sea has entered this area. But certainly this is not a sea water. The water which comes to which floods the Eastern Great Rann of Kachchh essentially comes from major river Luni, which is from the eastern side, as you can see in the Google image. And this water goes westward, and part of it also goes towards the southwestward also through the Little Rann of Kachchh into the Gulf of Kachchh. I finally reached Dholavira, a mound which contained the archaeological remains. The close-up of these remains, as you can see, is one which belongs to the mature Harappan phase and is represented by cut stones, rectangular structures. The second one belongs to the late Harappan phase, which has got a crudely constructed structures, largely circular in nature and poorly crafted. The age of this culture is recently being dated by the scientists from IIT Kharagpur and scientists from Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad. The oldest age which they obtained is 5,500 years, and the youngest age which they get close to the late Harappan is 3,800 years. When I was looking around the mound of Dholavira, looking at the fascinating architect, I am told by the local people that a group of scientists are working in the run that lies between the Khadir island and a small island called Bhanjara Bait. I got really interested to know what they're really looking for. When I went there, I'm told that they are searching for the evidence of sea vis-a-vis the evidence of the river. For that, they have taken their equipments, the drilling machines, the tractor, and so on and so forth. And as normally happens, which you must have seen in my earlier video of the Western Great Rann of Kachchh, the first casualty which you face as you enter the run with the vehicle is that the vehicle gets stuck. As the sun was setting over the horizon in the Great Rann of Kachchh, I saw the trail of cattle moving from Khadir towards another island called Bhanjara. The distance is approximately 1.5 to 2 kilometers and totally salt encrusted. Here I must tell you that Bhanjara Bed only has got the bushes, it does not have any fresh water. I am told by the local people that this is a routine phenomena during the summer time. The cattle move in the evening with no guide whatsoever. They move on their own, stay in the Bhanjara Bed, overnight, graze, and in the morning they again come back to the Khadir island. Looking at the movement of these cattle, I began to fantasize. And the fantasy has got some rationale. The animal played a major role in the Harappan agriculture, that is known. The main domesticated animal were cattle. According to Ajita Patel, who worked on the bones that was recovered from the Dholavira, economy was very strong, mostly pastoral in nature, which indicates that the fodder need of the Harappan cattle were largely met by grazing them on natural vegetation in areas beyond their cultivated land. Is it the replica of what used to happen 5,000 years ago? Well, I am not trying to draw a connection, but this really fascinated me to imagine and took me back the period when this island was populated by the magnificent people called the people of Harappan civilization. And this is how the area between the Khadir and the Bhanjara Bed looks during the monsoon time, completely flooded. Is it not fascinating? A landscape changes its mood with seasons. It was getting dark. With a lot of memories, I started moving back from the Khadir island with a promise that I will visit again, because there is a lot of unknown to be known. Wait for my next video. Thank you very much for watching.